Next part is types of solvents. So from the introduction part itself, we may be aware that the usual solvents cannot be used in the non-aqueous titrations. The solvents that is other than water, the solvents that does not having any moisture content should be opted for the non-aqueous titration method. And all the non-aqueous solvents can be subdivided into, or they can be classified into 4 subheadings. First one is the aprotic solvent, second is the protophilic solvents, third is the protogenic solvents, and the fourth is the amphiprotic solvents. So we can discuss each in detail along with their examples, and this is the important part of the non-aqueous titration which can be surely asked for the university examinations. So first is the aprotic solvents. This aprotic solvent is also called inert solvents. And we can check what are the properties of these aprotic solvents. Aprotic solvents means aprotic, means these solvents are neutral, they are chemically inert substances like benzene and chloroform. They have a low dielectric constant and they do not react with either acid or bases, therefore they do not favor ionization. Aprotic solvents, inert means from the name inert itself, they does not react with any acids or bases and therefore they won't ionize themselves. Also they are having a low dielectric constant. The aprotic solvent can be explained with the example of the picric acid. The picric acid will give a colorless solution in benzene or toluene, but when we are adding in aniline, they will become yellow color. This shows that the picric acid is not dissociated in benzene or toluene. Why? They get dissociates in the aniline solution. So this is the example, and this type of solvents like aprotic solvents, they neither accept or donate protons. Aprotic means they are not responding to the protons, they are neutral. Examples are benzene dioxide, chlorobenzene, chloroform, ethyl acetate, carbon tetrachloride, toluene and acetonitrile. So we can see the reactions of the picric acid. Here is the reaction. Picric acid, the picric acid undissociated form if picric acid, and here is the reaction of the picric acid, that is dissociation of picric acid, the picric acid alone in the benzene or toluene. This benzene toluene are the examples of the aprotic solvents. They have no effect on the proton acceptance or proton donor, so this picric acid remains undissociated in benzene and toluene and they are having a colorless solvent. But when we are adding aniline, the aniline will accept a proton from the picric acid from here and it will form C6H6NH3 plus, and the picric acid will lose a proton which acts as a acid while the aniline acts as a good base, and in presence of aniline they remains dissociated and hence a picrate ion is produced which is having a yellow color. So that is the difference between the aprotic solvent, effect of sample on the aprotic solvent. Next is the protophilic solvent. Protophilic means they are proton loving. They are having a higher tendency to accept a proton and a basic character. They will react with the acid to form a solvated proton. So this is a basic solvent that will react with an acid to form a solvated proton and a conjugate basis of the acid. A weakly basic solvent has a less tendency than a strongly basic one to accept a proton, while a weak acid has less tendency to donate a proton when compared to that of the strong acid. And this can be explained with the help of the example of perchloric acid and acetic acid. The perchloric acid exhibits a more strong acidic property in a basic solvent than the acetic acid, which is a weak acid when it is dissolved in the weakly basic solvent. Examples are acetone, ether, pyridine and liquid ammonia. These are the examples for the protophilic solvents. Next is the protogenic solvent. Protogenic solvent, they are acidic in nature and they donate protons. Examples are sulfuric acid, formic acid, propionic acid and acetic anhydride. They are having a high dielectric constant and they are ionized because of their strength and ability to donate the protons. Next is the amphiprotic solvents. From the name itself, amphiprotic means they are having the both property. That means they are both protophilic as well as protogenic property. Protophilic means they are proton accepting nature, while the protogenic means they are proton donating nature. This can accept or donate protons. Examples are water, alcohol and acetic acid. If we take the examples of acetic acid, the acetic acid CH3COH functions as acid because they dissociate to give H plus and CH3COO minus. The acid is a substance that loses its proton. So acetic acid can act as an acid. At the same time, if a very strong acid like perchloric acid is added, is dissolved in an acetic acid, the acetic acid acts as a base and they will combine with the protons that is donated by the perchloric acid to form a protonated acetic acid, and it is called ammonium ion. That is, when acetic acid is mixed with the perchloric acid was a strong acid, and at that time the acetic acid will act as a base and will accept the proton from perchloric acid. So this perchloric acid dissociates into H plus and ClO minus. H plus and ClO4 minus, and this H plus is accepted by the acetic acid to produce the ammonium ion. Since this CH2 plus, that is ammonium ion, readily donates its proton to a base, a solution of perchloric acid and glacial acetic acid functions as a strongly acidic condition. So the acetic acid alone will act as a acid because it is having the ability to donate an H plus. Second category is when this acetic acid is mixed with the perchloric acid. Since the perchloric acid is a strong acid, at that time the acetic acid acts as a base and they will accept a proton from the perchloric acid to produce an ammonium ion. But if we take the solution of this perchloric acid and acetic acid, that is the ammonium ion, it is having the ability to donate its proton to a base. Hence, it acts as a strongly acidic solution. And we can go for the another example. When a weak base like pyridine is dissolved in acetic acid, equivalent amount of acetate ions are produced which have more tendency to accept a proton. So, to titrate a solution weak base in acetic acid with perchloric acid and acetic acid and obtain a sharp endpoint. So, in order to get the titration of a weak base, to get a sharp endpoint, we can use acetic acid as a solvent. So first of all, we have to dissolve this pyridine, that is a weak base in acetic acid, and this is titrated against the non-aqueous solvent, that is the perchloric acid and acetic acid, to get a sharp endpoint. That is, a mixture of pyridine and acetic acid is the sample, is titrated against a mixture of perchloric acid and acetic acid. Since this acetic acid acts as an amphiprotic solvent, so we can find out the reaction. The perchloric acid and acetic acid will react to give a ammonium ion. This ammonium ion acts as a strongly acidic solution. And the pyridine, that is a weak base, first of all they have to be dissolved in acetic acid. At that time, equivalent amount of the acetate ion are produced which have more tendency to accept protons. This is the acetate ion, they are having the more tendency to accept protons. And this acetate ion and ammonium ion will combine together to give two molecules of acetic acid, this which is present upon the conical flask. If you are adding perchloric acid, but during addition of the perchloric acid, will react with the pyridine to give C5H5NH plus ClO4 minus. From this reaction, we can identify that the acetate acetic acid can act as base as well as acid at the same time, and hence it is an amphiprotic solvent.